Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angelisa and I make videos about books. And today we are going to go right into another reading vlog. When I'm filming this, I just finished a Cruel Prince reading vlog and I'm just gonna go straight into another one. I don't even care. Today we're going to be reading Haley Pham's favorite books. So if you don't know who Haley Pham is, she is basically the CEO of Booktube. So I thought it would be really fun, and I had this idea for a few months now to do a reading vlog of me reading Haley Pham's favorite videos. So I've picked a few books that I know, and it is well known that these are some of her 5-star books. And we're gonna see which ones of them I get to. I want to read at least 3, but I've picked up 4 books. So the first one is, and I think this is very predictable, Better Than the Movies by Lynn. So everybody knows, or if you watch Haley Pham's videos, you would know that Better Than the Movies is one of her favorite books. It is a 5-star read for her. So we're going to read this, and this is a YA romance, and this is popular everywhere, like all over BookTok and BookTube anyway. But it's a YA romance. And from what I understand, basically it literally is like Better Than the Movies, and it kind of follows like Hallmark romances. And I think it's like childhood friends to lovers, or like lovers to friends to lovers, or something like that. But apparently it's very, very cute. And I love that Lynn always has amazing just keep saying amazing until you get there. Playlists and like soundtracks for her books. They're always so good, so I'm really excited for this one. Oops. She survived. So anyway, I'm really excited for this one because I just read The Do-Over and I did really like it, but I think that I'm going to like this one a lot more. The next one is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is a mystery thriller. So this is about an actress who was recently widowed and she's trying to escape the press. So she tries to escape to her family lake house in Vermont. But when she gets there, she starts to watch this couple that's like across the lake. And then one day the wife in the couple is drowning and Casey, who's the main character, saves her, so they become friends. But the more that Casey like gets to know them, she starts to realize like their marriage is not exactly how she thought it was, and it's a lot more like dark and twisted. So yeah, it's a psychological thriller, and I've heard a lot about this, and I've had this book on my shelf for so long, so this video was a perfect excuse to read it. So I definitely want to get to this video. The next one is The Roughest Draft, and this is about 2 people who are like writing a book together, and they used to have a partnership, but they kind of got off on bad terms, and now they have to write another book together. So while they're forced to like write this romance book together, they start to fall in love again. And yeah, so apparently the authors of this, I think, are also husband and wife and are writers, so that's really cute. So I'm really excited for this, and this is another one of like Haley's like favorite books, 5-star reads. And the last one is Mary Jane. So this is a historical fiction, and this is about a girl who, I think she's like 14, was it? And she gets this summer job with this like psychiatrist, and he's treating this rock star and his wife or something like that. And she gets to like listen to these stories, and it's based in the 70s, 1970s Baltimore. So Mary Jane, the main character, gets to listen to all these stories that this rock star and like his wife are talking about, like sex, drugs, and all these things that she's never heard of before. And she's basically like, by the end of the summer, like she's gonna go, I think she's gonna start high school, but she'll be starting high school with a completely different perspective of what life is like. So yeah, I'm really excited for that, and Haley has talked about this book a lot too and said it's one of her favorites, so I'm excited to read this one too. And the font is like really big, and it's only like 310 pages or something like that, so I'm very excited for that one. But the only downside is that the chapters seem really long because there's only like 13 chapters, and I'm not used to that. Like most books I read have like 30 chapters is like low for books that I read that are like 300 plus pages, so we'll see. These are the books I'm going to read in this video, so I think I'm going to start with, I honestly don't know. maybe better than the movies, because I feel like I need a romance. I've read so much fantasy recently. Well, none of these are fantasy, which is good, but sometimes I like switch off between books too, so I think I'm gonna start Better Than Movies, and I might switch halfway through if this doesn't like intrigue me, but I have a feeling that it will. And I have the perfect bookmark for it. Actually, it's this blue one with lemons. It kind of matches. I kind of wish they had the light blue cover with the yellow font on it, but this is still really cute together. Anyway, we're gonna start reading.
It's been so long, you've been so tough, you've kept it up, you've kept me up, been standing tall, keeping strong, and I'm doing well, I'm eating more.
Alright guys, so I made it to, I'm on page 140, which is like in the middle of chapter 6, because I was reading chapter 6, and is it just me? Like, I love short chapters because I get more like breaking points, and I can read like 3 short chapters in a row, but one long one just makes me like so tired. And I started reading this chapter and I got like 20 pages into it, and then I went to go see when the end of the chapter was, and I realized it was a 60-page chapter, and I'm like, okay. So now I'm like daunted, and I feel like I never should have checked, because I could have finished the chapter, and I am gonna finish it. Like, I have 20 pages left in the chapter, but damn, that's very long. But so far, Better Than the Movies is basically about this girl who she grew up with these 2 guys, Wes and Michael, and she's always had a crush on Michael, and Wes has always been her next door neighbor, and the 3 of them and a few other girls like in the neighborhood used to like play together as kids, and now they're older and in high school, and Michael moved away at some point and he came back, and the main character Liz wants to like talk to him and get to know him again, and she's asking Wes for help, and her and Wes are not like friends, they're neighbors, and they like fight a lot, but he is helping her to get with Michael. And Liz is also like, she loves rom-coms and like book tropes and all that stuff, so it's really cute so far. But yeah, that chapter was just very daunting, but to put simply, it's definitely like YA contemporary romance, like boy next door, childhood friends to lovers kind of deal, fake dating, love triangle. So far, I'm really loving how like reliable Wes is, and that he's always there for Liz, and every time something goes wrong, he like knows what to do, and he just steps in, and he's not like at all like obnoxious about it. Like, he's very nice about it. So I have a feeling that the main love interest is actually Wes. I don't know much about this book, but I'm starting to think that it actually is Wes, which I'm sure is like probably common knowledge. So, but yeah, we're gonna read it and love it, because so far it's really good. I understand why everybody loves this book. It's just such a feel-good, fluffy book. Like, when you're reading it, like, it just makes you feel very good when you're reading it. So I'm gonna keep reading, but.
And though you might think that you're fine, you need someone, and though you've been in your time, you need someone to love.
Hey guys! So I finished Better Than the Movies last night, and it was so cute. It was adorable. I think I'm gonna wait until the end to give all my ratings for these videos, but this was so cute. The first half of the book, I was absolutely in love. I felt like I was reading like, or watching like a teenage kind of like rom-com movie. And then the second half, like, I kind of was like, Rui, He's sniffing my tripod. Get out of here. The second half, I was kind of like, like, what's going on? Like, why this is not fun or cute or funky or fresh or clean. And then I kind of realized that, like, it's based in high school, so sometimes the main character is going to do something stupid that, like, bothers you. I just kind of think back, like, I was in high school once. This is how I acted when I was in high school. So, yeah, I get it. But, yeah, overall, so cute. I love that each chapter has a quote from, like, a famous rom-com movie. And the playlist, oh my god, the playlist was so cute. And I just loved Wes so much. But yeah, I thought this was great. I'm so glad that I read this. But stay tuned to the end of the video to hear my actual rating. I think next I'm gonna try to read Mary Jane. I have the audiobook on Libby as well. So I have some like chores to do today. So I think I'm just gonna like listen to the audiobook for a bit to get me into it, because I tried to like start reading it and it was starting off kind of slow. I don't know if I was just tired, but I literally made it to like page 3 and then my boyfriend was like, do you want to go do this? And I was like, yes, please. Like, I just wanted to go and do something else. But I think maybe if I start off as like an audiobook while I'm doing some chores, I'll probably get into the story that way. But yeah, so we're gonna start off with Mary Jane today and see where it goes.
And though you might think that you're fine, you need someone. And though you've been wasting your time, you need someone to love.
Looking crazy, but that's okay. So I just got to chapter 10. That's like page 195. So there's only like 300 and something, like 311 pages in this book. So I'm like 2/3 done the book already, and that didn't take that long, to be honest. I listened to audiobooks on like 2.5 speed, so this is a 9-hour audiobook and I'm 6 hours through it, but really that took like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. But yeah, so far it's really funny. There's something about a main character being so young and like ignorant to everything that's going around them and just asking questions like, what's a dildo, what's this, what's that, and all the adults around are like laughing. And I always find those kind of books really funny. And the rock star and his like movie star wife are actually really like down to earth and cool, and I think that it depicts addiction very well, like how it can actually affect someone and like the arguments that can kind of come up as a result of relapse or just honestly just being addicted in general. I have experience working in the addiction, not industry, but it's not an industry, what's the word? Just working in the addiction sector and like mental health sector. And it's really difficult for the people who are addicted and their families. So I find that this was like a very interesting depiction of that. Mary Jane is getting to experience a lot of things that she's never experienced before. She's definitely like a goody-goody, and her mom shelters her a lot and is very like conservative Christian, or not Christian, Presbyterian. Is that Christian? I don't know. Conservative, religious. I'm pretty sure it's Christian. And you know, this does take place in the 70s, so they are kind of racist towards Black people and Jewish people. I always like reading historical fiction, like literary fictions, because allows you to just like understand what it was like in that time and like what people's mindsets actually were like, because sometimes I think our generation is like, no, that was so long ago, that's not happening right now. But this is only based in 1970s. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update at the end of the book, but I can see why haleypham really likes this book. There's no spice, but it talks about these topics in like a very funny way and from like a 14-year-old's point of view, which is just really funny. Like literally she's taking care of like, I don't even know how old this girl is, the girl that she's babysitting. I think she's like 5 or 7 or something like that, and this daughter almost like knows more than the 14-year-old girl, Mary Jane. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I will talk to you guys when I'm done with the book, because I'm like almost done. It'll be really quick. I think I can probably finish it within the next like hour or so.
Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet, winter drives me wild. I can't fly down on the Friday. I was meant to meet you at your mom's house, so I apologize.
Hello, the lighting in here is so bad, but we're just gonna quickly talk about Mary Jane because I finished it yesterday and it was really, really good. What a interesting and weird group of people to have in a book. I loved just coming back to this world and being like in this family kind of and reading it. And yeah, it was so much fun to read. I can't even like tell really if this is YA or not. Like it's more just like funny because the main character is 14 years old and you're reading in her point of view, but she doesn't understand a lot of the things that the adults are talking about. But obviously as an adult, like you understand it, but you get to read it in her point of view. It's really funny and it reminds me of, there was another book that I read that was kind of like that. I don't remember right now. It might have been like a Lisa Jewell book or something, but yeah, I always love books like that where like the main character is so young and all the other characters are like adults and they just don't understand anything that the adults are talking about. So yeah, this was super fun. I'm gonna give like my full rating at the end of the video with the other books that I read. But I have started The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I'm on page 56 and so far it's actually really intriguing and good. It's like a dual timeline, like it goes back like then and now, kind of like before and now. I'm guessing before is like before whatever the big thing that happens in this book is, and in the now perspective she's like talking to a detective. But yeah, so far it's very interesting. I'm very much liking it. I'm loving all the books in this video. I can see why haleypham likes all of these books, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm very excited. I think I might get to roughest draft. I wanted to see how much time I had before I wanted to like post this video, but I think I might get to roughest draft because I'm reading these so fast because they're all so good. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and then I will talk to you guys in a bit. Probably like when I'm way more into it, when there's a big twist. Alright, quick little update on The House Across the Lake, which is actually behind me there on my nightstand. So I think I'm on page like 100 and something, like 130 something. So far I'm really liking it. It's very mysterious and like suspenseful and also kind of funny. Like it reminds me of like contemporary, I don't know if that makes sense, but like kind of like Taylor Jenkins Reid's like writing style. And I don't know, it's just so easy to read and each chapter flows into the next and there's no like chapter titles. Like it's not chapter 1, chapter 2. Like it's just one of those where there's no chapters. So if you're audiobooking it, you literally will not notice that you're in a new chapter, and they're also very short. So yeah, it kind of just flows right into each other. Like there's no like big gaps or anything like that. Basically it's about this lady who she has been sent to live in this lake house by her mother for the summer, I think. And there's only like a few people who live in houses around this lake. Like I think there's like 4 people maybe, and one of them is across the lake, and it's called the house across the lake. It's about the house across the lake, and it's this couple who lives there, and I'm pretty sure they're like a famous couple. Like the wife is a model. Maybe they're not famous, but the wife is a model, and the husband is like the CEO of this like social media app called Mixer. It's kind of like Twitter, I guess. But yeah, so this lady across the, like, who lives in the lake house right now for the summer, has been spying on them and is like seeing things and is getting worried about things. And yeah, but I have a feeling that a twist is coming because like everything is pointing to one person being guilty of something right now, and I have a feeling that like that's not what it's gonna be. It's also then and now perspective, which is very interesting. Like there's before, now, like jumps back and forth. But yeah, I wanted to quickly come on here and just say to all of my Canadian viewers, I don't know if America has this, but I found a new iced coffee. Okay, it's not new. Well, it's kind of new actually, but that low-key slaps. Wendy's Frosticino in vanilla. I haven't tried the chocolate. I'm sure it's great. But in vanilla, first of all, when I first got this, I thought it was going to be like a Frosticino, meaning like a blended frosty with like coffee in it, but it's iced coffee. But it tastes like the vanilla cream that they use in it. It's kind of like how at Starbucks you get like a vanilla cream cold brew, but the vanilla cream that they put in it, it tastes like a Frosty. It's so good. It's so good. I think I'm gonna try the chocolate one next time. But yeah, just wanted to put you on really quick because, you know, nothing goes better with books than coffee. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. Well, damn. Oh my goodness. Okay. What even? So that was amazing. There were so many twists and turns, and I just, at no point, you know how earlier I said like things were pointing to a person, but I don't know if that's, you know, if it's gonna be like so many twists. Like at no point do you ever know when's like what's gonna happen. That was so good. That was so fulfilling. And I literally read it in under 24 hours despite having work today, like a full 8.5 hour shift. Like I really just read this at any spare moment that I had because I wanted to know what was gonna happen so badly. Wow. Yeah, I really enjoy Riley Sage's writing. I think I'm gonna pick up like every one of their books because this was just so well written. 10 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10. This was really good. Anyway, I'm gonna get my full like rating at the end of this video, but wow. So far this video has been a banger. Every single one of these books I have loved. Oh my goodness. I'm quite happy with the state of this. I think we're just gonna go right into our next read. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, we're gonna go pick up the last book to finish off this video. We've picked a bookmark. It's a little like Pride and Prejudice bookmark, and yeah, we're just gonna get into it. I actually have the audiobook for this as well on Libby, so yeah, this is a very quick read, I think. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's like 317 pages or something like that. Oh, short chapters. Oh yes, 62 chapters. Amazing. This is gonna be such a quick read. I'm so excited. I'm literally gonna fly through this. Short chapters, just over 300 pages, dual POV, I'm pretty sure. Yes, dual POV. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. All right, we're gonna get into this. Oh my gosh, the first line. The bookstore is nothing like I remember. They've remodeled, white paint covering the exposed brick, light gray wooden shelves where there once were old metal ones. Cute candles and Jane Austen tote bags occupy the front table instead of used books. Like, the vibe is already a bookstore. I'm so excited. Okay, can we just quickly talk about the fact the dedication says this one could only be for each other. Because it's a husband and wife who writes these together. Like, I literally was reading the about the author. Adorable. It's a picture of the authors holding hands together. Adorable. And it says, Emily Wibberley and Austen Siegmund Brokoff met and fell in love in high school. What a trope. Hold on, it gets better. Austen went on to graduate from Harvard, while Emily graduated from Princeton. Together, they are the authors of several novels about romance for teens and adults. Now married, they live in Los Angeles, where they continue to take daily inspiration from their own love story. That's so cute. I am literally like, come on. That's adorable. The acknowledgement, stop. The last word. Finally, our readers, new and old, everything we write is a love letter to you. Okay, I need to stop reading the end of the book and just read the book. We got to page 100 today, not yesterday, today, and so far basically we have these two writers who they wrote together like 3 or 4 years ago, and then they had a falling out and we haven't found out why that was yet, and now they're being not forced, but they have a contract together to write one more book, so they want to fulfill that last book so they can get the money from it. And they're in this house together on a writing retreat so they could finish this book. It actually is then and now and dual perspective, so it goes back and forth between like 4 years ago when they were working together to like now when they are writing a book together. So yeah, the tension in the beginning is a lot, and like for the first like 40-50 pages they don't even interact with each other at all, and you're kind of just getting like backstory and like their POVs. But besides that, now it's starting to pick up and I'm very intrigued, and I'm actually very excited for where this is gonna go with the dual timeline and dual POV. So yeah, so far it's really good. But I'm on chapter 18, page 103, and the chapters are really short, so it's been very easy to read. And neither of the characters seem annoying at all, which is nice. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, but that's my thoughts so far. So far, so good.
Uptown on the road, I've been around before. Rooftops, sliding doors, just wanna know you more. I hope you wanna be with somebody, spending all of the night moonwalking, and with the view she could see her building. Try to tell her I know I feel it. Keep me floating when I'm on my back. Slow me down when I'm living fast. You make me wanna be with somebody, doing things that I usually don't.
Alright guys, so we've made it to chapter 38, page 193. So we're almost like 2/3 through the book, because this is only like 312 or 317 pages, something like that. And I'm loving like the flashback scenes, and like when they're writing in like the margins to each other and stuff like that. Like, it is so cute. It is so cute, and how they like write these stories kind of like but about each other. Like, it's just adorable. It's so cute. This is so good so far. I've been loving it so much. I want to say that like this is honestly like probably one of the most realistic. Okay, I don't want to say that so confidently, but probably one of like the most realistic romance, like contemporary romance books I've read, in terms of like how they deal with like the nuances of like being in a relationship and going through divorce and being married or being engaged. Like, I don't know. And like how they battle those feelings. Like, I feel like a lot of times it's easy for people to just be like emotional cheating this, blah, 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 but like feelings are very complex. I feel like this really kind of tackles that. So I do wonder if the authors of this write books the way that like these two do in here, or because they did say that like a lot of their books are inspired by their own romance, or if they like write each point of view, like the writing style for each point of view is very similar. So yeah, I'll update at the end, and then I'm gonna give my final review for all 4 books. Okay, so I have like 20-30 pages left, and honestly I was about to almost DNF this. I was getting so mad. That's a very big switch from the last clip before I was reading. So good so far. I've been loving it so much. But this whole book has been such a slow burn, and like usually I love that, like 2 people like kind of being scared of their feelings for each other, but I don't know, this one has just been like so much denial. And for a minute there I thought that this entire book was about to be thrown out the window over 2 pages, but I have a few pages left, so we're gonna see what the ending is, and hopefully it's worth it. But yeah, that almost ruined this whole book for me because I was genuinely upset by the choices that were being made. But I'm gonna finish the book, and then I'll give like my last impression, and then I'll talk about all 4 books I read.
Ain't the same when I'm on my own. All my friends think I'm somebody, doing things that I usually don't. Find my way through a hotel lobby. Ain't the same when I'm on my own. And it's the end of the night, feel like you're dodging my eye. But then you're right by my side, tell me it's all in my mind. You make me wanna be with somebody, doing things that I usually don't.
I don't know why I'm crying. The ending was really good. I love the ending. it definitely made up for that whole thing that happened. But wow. Okay, I'm gonna talk about all the books. Just wait a sec. Oh, battery's gonna die. Okay, new battery, we're ready. Okay, this was such a long reading vlog. So if I went through my thoughts very quickly, it's because I knew that I was doing a big wrap up at the end. Well, not a big, but like a quick wrap up at the end of like my final thoughts. I didn't want it to drag on too long. So I'm just gonna go through it very quickly. So I think the first one I read was Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So I rated this 4.5 stars. So first of all, this was adorable. I loved reading this so much. I thought it was so cute. I love that each chapter started off with a quote from a movie, like a rom-com, and the writing was so easy to read. It flows so easily. It's such a quick read as well. I loved the characters. I loved Wes. That the whole time he just wanted her to be happy regardless of whether it was like with him or not. So yeah, that was adorable. I loved this so much. 4.5 stars. The next one I read was Mary Jane. I also rated this 4.5 stars. So this was so cute. I feel like, and I haven't read Daisy Jones and the Six, but I feel like this is a similar vibe to it for some reason. This writing reminds me a lot of Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know why. I think it's just the ability to tell a story and like paint a picture, and just loving a cast of people in a book. I wish that this became a movie. I think it would be a great movie as well, or a show or whatever. I would recommend this to anybody of any age. It's really good in my opinion. It touches on some topics I think a lot of people misunderstand, but it does it in like a funny way, like a way that isn't, I don't know, it just does it in a funny way, in a way that isn't like too serious. And it's definitely like a coming of age, like she's trying to figure out what she wants from her life, and this whole summer that she goes through really shapes who she becomes and who she wants to be. And yeah, it was just lots of fun to read. The next one was The House Across the Lake. I rated this 5 stars. I loved this so much. There were so many twists and turns and just so many things that caught me off guard that I didn't think were gonna happen, that did happen. But I loved Riley Sage's writing. It reminded me of like reading a contemporary romance, but it was a mystery thriller with a lot of good suspense and just, yeah, really good twists. I want to read so many more of their writing now. We'll see if I can find any of their books, but yeah. And the last one that I read was The Roughest Draft, and I think I would give this 4 stars. It was a really good romance read. There was a few parts of it that I just didn't really enjoy or really like or agree with. I don't want to say what they are because it's spoiler, but what I will say is just that like feelings are very complex, but some of the way that like it's dealt with in this, like a lot of like running away from the issue, I don't really enjoy. And honestly, I think that like Icebreaker ruined romance for me, because every issue that came up in that book they like solved together, whereas a lot of romance books that I'm like reading again are just like not miscommunication, but that's like one version of it. But it was still really cute, and I really loved the whole like 2 writers falling in love and like being in love with each other and just professing their love through writing. It was adorable. I just wish they didn't have like all the negative parts of it, but at the same time that made it more interesting. So yeah, 4 stars. Still very good book. Anyway, those were all the books I read in this reading vlog, and I definitely have the same taste as haleypham, even though she doesn't really like spicy books and she reads some Christian books, which I don't really read or am interested in. We still have a lot of the same taste on other books, which is interesting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that reading vlog. Thank you for sticking it out. If you did, if you made it this far, comment this emoji, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or whenever you are watching this, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.